Alright guys, so for the first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to teach you how I feminize my face. I guess I should have said that in the intro, but anyways, let's just get started. I like to start off with foundation on my skin already. I just feel like to contour, you really need to have foundation on. It makes it look a lot more better. Now, I'm going in with Hard Candies Ultra Light Concealer, and I'm going to go in with LA Girl, the concealer as well. You don't need both of them. Just get one that's like light enough for you. A shade or too light. This one's too light for me, so that's why I go in with the LA Girl concealer as well. And this is the LA Girl concealer. I don't remember if it was in neutral or creamy beige. Like I said, guys, just find what works for you. You don't need both concealers. The Hard Candy is more full coverage, but you know, work and use what works for you, what's in your budget. So I just like to use this one. I create a triangle underneath my eyes. I go very close underneath my lash line, and I just create this like upside down triangle. The reason for it is because we want the center of our face to have the most lightness, as in you want it to be the brightest there. Once I've done that, I'm going in with MAC's High Beam. Why did I say High Beam when it's called Light Boost? The highlighter pen in La Color Light Boost. This one's yellow based. They do have a pink one, a peach one, and more of an orange one, depending for your skin tone. I just really like this one because it's more yellow based, and for me, for fair skin like mine, I like the way that the yellow looks. The yellow will brighten a lot more underneath my eyes. So I added it underneath my eyes and a little bit on my forehead and the tip of my nose. The reason why I don't do it all over my nose is because if you highlight your nose too much, it'll just make it look a lot bigger. Now I'm going in with the Beauty Blender. This one's jammed. And the reason why I like using the Beauty Blender for this is just because, as you guys can see, the Beauty Blender will remove some of the excess product and it'll really melt it into the skin. And I just feel like it diffuses it beautifully. It's my favorite way to do it. And I like to use the original Beauty Blender. I don't like to use like other beauty, like fake wannabe beauty blenders. I just feel like the way those are made, it's not the same as this one. So yeah, and I'm going to go in and press that into the skin until it just starts to look very diffused. As you guys can see, it's not as harsh anymore. It looks a lot more diffused. Now I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush because there's a little bit of foundation left over, so we're just going to blend the lines in so that you cannot see anything really. It looks a lot more, you know, blended and whatnot. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to set my face with powder. You guys don't have to. I just like the way this kind of leaves my skin. It just locks everything in place. Now as you guys can see, I'm setting completely all over with foundation powder. This is MAC's Studio Fix powder. I don't always use this, but when I'm going for a little more coverage, I do. So you guys can set your face with either translucent powder or whatever you want. But yeah, so now I'm going to go into the whole baking aspect of things. You can use a yellow based powder, which I've done in the past. You know, I will link my old video in the back. You could use banana from Banana. You guys can use the yellow powder by MAC. You guys can use anything you want. But I'm going to go in with MAC's Emphasize first, and that's that light powder that you guys are seeing there. I'm going in with a Morphe angled brush, like a fluffy pointed brush, I'm sorry. And I'm just applying it underneath my eyes, and this is going to give like a bright base. And this powder is a Pro product only, but guess what, guys? It will be in the new MAC Pro contour palettes. So the powder that you guys are using me use here, that you guys saw me shake up, that is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I know, I have a sample of it. It's sad, but the powder is like 40 bucks or something, so I went in and got a sample to see if I like it, and I do like it. I need to purchase it actually. And I'm not, as you guys can see, I'm not applying it as heavy as like some of the people on YouTube do. You can do it like that, but I feel like this still gives me the same result, and I don't waste as much product that I should be using, you know? Like, why am I going to waste that much product when I'm going to get the same results? So here I was showing you guys some of the contour palettes that I have. The MAC one was called Shadester, which is amazing to contour. It's a Pro product, but if you can get your hands on it, you will love it. And I also use Anastasia Beverly Hills, the light to medium contour palette. So I'm going in with just a mixture of both. I also sometimes go in with MAC's medium golden mineralized powder, which is right here. And I use this as a kind of like a transition shade. So that way that my contour color doesn't look as harsh. And as you guys can see, that's warming up my skin just a tad bit because I am pretty fair. And I want my skin to look a little more warm before I go in with just a straight up contour color. And I apply that along the hairline, along the jawline, on my cheekbones, and you know, you gotta make that chin look skinty. Now I'm gonna go in and contour, guys. As you guys can saw, we were warming. You guys saw we were warming up the skin. Now we're going in with the darker contour shades. I'm just gonna mix all these colors up or something. I don't remember exactly which ones I used, but I will say that for me, when I contour and I want to feminize my face, especially for guys, you might want to go in a little heavy, but just remember to try to diffuse it as much as you want. Now, women's faces tend to be a lot more like a diamond shape, if that makes sense. So that's what I want to do with my face, because I do have a little bit more of a rounder face. I like to go in with my brush and really kind of cut that jawline, especially for guys. You want to cut the jawline so that it doesn't look as square and it's a lot more rounded. So once you've done that, I'm going to go in with my translucent powder yet again, and I'm going to go in very heavy. This is the baking process, and I'm applying it right underneath the contour, and I'm just going to let that sit maybe for about 20 minutes. Sometimes I do longer, sometimes I do less. It just depends, guys. So that's what we're doing now, and as you guys can see, I'm going in with a lot more powder than I did at the top, because I just kind of want this area to stand out more, since I didn't go in with like a highlight concealer color down there, because I don't contour with creams or anything like that. Anyways, once you've let that sit on your skin for however long you desire to leave it on for, go in with a nice and fluffy clean brush. This is a Morphe one. I don't know the number because I don't know if they have numbers or not, but I'm gonna go in and then just kind of dust off the product. By now you guys will see that I don't have to leave it on anymore, and it's kind of just left the residue behind, and it's just enough. So then I'm going to go back in with my contour powder just to kind of make sure that everything looks a little diffused and that it doesn't look like just super harsh lines or anything. What I'm going to do is just add your Fix Plus and you're pretty much done. Add your blush if you want. It's totally up to you guys, whatever you feel comfortable with. And this is the complete look, guys and girls. If you guys want to see more videos like this, anything more boy to girl type makeup, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone.